y'all feeling? Hey y'all feeling? I'm excited to be here. We made it. We made it. You know, today is my last video of this phase, and there is a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to every single last one of you who has been tuning into my videos. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your patience. I'm happy to finally be filming my very last video, so we're just gonna jump right into it. As you all may know, 9/11 is upon us. The day is also called Patriot Day. It'll be 22 years this year since that happened. That is an event that inspired me to do this video today, along with other things. That is a day in U.S. history that we will always remember. That is a day in U.S. history that we will never forget. So I just wanted to take the time to talk about that. It cost the insurance industry billions of dollars in damages, whether it was workers' compensation, health and life insurance, airline coverage, property and casualty insurance, things of that nature. The whole entire event sparked Congress to pass what they call the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act. The Terrorism Risk Insurance Act is to make sure that businesses are covered in case another terrorist attack was to occur. Countries like the U.S. don't really expect to be attacked. There is a possibility that things like that will happen, but that's not something that you see all the time. So back then, they didn't really make it a major thing. It wasn't really that big of a concern. But once it actually happened, that's when they had to pretty much narrow down on security and coverage. It's one of those situations where it's like things have to actually get bad in order for people to make changes. So 9/11 was one of those incidents that sparked the government to do things that were necessary to protect the whole entire country from acts of terror. And this goes into my next point of September also being Suicide Awareness Month. Some people had to make that decision to jump out of the towers. And there has been like debates, studies, and research on whether or not those deaths should even be considered suicide. But in different circumstances where someone actually plans their own death, I just wanted to make a note that insurance payouts gets a little tricky when suicide is involved. There is a lot more information that needs to be acquired before an insurance company gives a payout to a family. There are, restrictions put in place when suicide is involved, and it's more so a safety precaution because there are those situations that come up of someone taking out an insurance policy and then later on taking their own life. Insurance companies have put certain restrictions in place to prevent those types of situations from happening. They don't want people to misuse it. I will elaborate on this topic a little more later on down the line, but since it is Suicide Awareness Month and I am talking about the events of 9/11, I felt like now was the appropriate time to at least put the buzz in you guys' ear. The attacks on the World Trade Center happened in New York, and they also attacked the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia, which is very close to Washington, D.C. And it's crazy because I was actually living in Virginia at the time. I was living in Norfolk, Virginia, while my dad was in the Navy. And that's where he was stationed at. Virginia is a hot spot for the military. Me, my mom, and my big sister were all living in base housing while he was on base. Do y'all remember how old y'all were when this happened? Can y'all guess my age? How old was I? Take a real good educated guess. How old was I in 2001 when this happened? But just saying, y'all. So later on, when the Pentagon got hit, and that really set everything off. There was like a statewide shutdown, especially for it to be happening. So why is the fire? Y'all hear the fire alarm going off right now in my building? Listen, I think the alarm went off. I don't know what they doing. That's crazy. How the alarm gonna start going off when I'm talking about this? But anyway, when we first heard about the towers, my older sister was in school, so my mom got a phone call from the school, telling her that, all parents had to come pick up their children and everyone needed to take immediate shelter. I was at home with my mom, and my mom was 7 months pregnant with my little sister. Norfolk is about 45 minutes away from Arlington, Virginia. 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how deep you are in Virginia. That was also a very chaotic time to be a member in the military. When the country that you are serving is under attack, it kind of puts you on edge in a way. Not only were we praying for the families of the victims of the attack, whether they were in the towers, on the planes, or in the Pentagon, but we were also praying for the police officers, the firefighters, and our veterans who had to go in and help out with what was going on. And the memorial at the Pentagon is beautiful. All the links are in my description box, so if you want to go check out those photos from the memorial at the Pentagon, I provided the direct link for you to do so. Life be lifing. God is good though. Y'all want to know why? I got some good news for y'all. YouTube has officially changed their monetization requirements. You only need 500 subscribers now to qualify for monetization. It was 1,000, but they have adjusted it. They cut it in half. They also changed the amount of watched hour time that you need to qualify for monetization. Instead of it being 4,000, you only need 3,000. Well, I also put that information in the description box. So when I saw that, I'm like, since when? Where have I been at? Me and God so tight. If you go back to my very first video when I was telling you guys about me stepping out of my comfort zone and breaking out of that box that I put myself in, just to later on see that YouTube has adjusted their monetization requirements, it really made me feel good. I'm like, listen, I still got a long way to go, but I'm closer to the goal now than I was before, right? I ain't got no complaint. I can't be mad at that. Again, when it comes to the timing. When they say God is always on time, He's always on time. Already a step ahead of you. Listen, I'm already owning. So yeah, y'all, good stuff, right? And while we are on the topic of celebrate anniversaries, it really just made me think to myself, like, this is not my finish line. Although this phase is coming to an end, I felt like I needed to celebrate myself. I needed to celebrate my 1 year YouTube anniversary, which is coming up on the 7th of December. So because of that, I have decided that I wanted to at least put something out on my anniversary day. So that is what I'm going to do. I could do that for y'all. Y'all so spoiled. Y'all know that, right? Y'all is spoiled. Yeah, y'all is good stuff. I will be seeing y'all again. This is me not only celebrating myself, but me extending my appreciation to all of you for sticking by me. It's the same old spiel, y'all. Being patient with me. All of that. Listen, if this ain't God's work, then what is it? But in the meantime, in between time, the holidays are coming up. I know the holidays can be a very tough time for a lot of people, but I encourage you to at least try to get in the spirit. Y'all go start looking for y'all some Halloween costumes. You know the stores got the candy out already. You know the candy already out. They cannot wait. The candy already out. And we also have sports seasons coming up. Basketball, football starting back up. Speaking of sports, shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson. This is her redemption year. She put it on for the U.S. That makes me happy. You know, I used to run track too when I was in middle school. It's time to go. It's time to go. We done here. Do y'all got a favorite video? What's y'all favorite video? I don't think I really have a favorite video. I really don't. I really don't. Again, I will give you guys another additional video to celebrate my 1 year YouTube anniversary. And I also feel like that is a great way to kick off my birthday month. It's only right? Come on, man. You know, I am reaching a major milestone this year. I'm getting old. I'm getting up there. We partying, y'all. It's a party. We're kicking it for my anniversary. But with that being said, we have reached the very end of this video. If you stayed the entire time, you know I appreciate you. Phase 2 is officially over. I will see you guys again in 3 months. I hope you guys can join me again, but until then, I'll see you next time. Let's get it started.